On March 19, 2026, Bishop Johan Bonny of Antwerp dropped a pastoral grenade. The question, he wrote, was no longer whether married men can be ordained, but when and who will do it. His timeline? 2 years. His method? Personal recruitment. I will approach them personally, Bonny pledged, and ensure that by then they have the necessary theological training. The move sent shockwaves through Belgium and beyond. The Belgian bishop justified his plan by citing a historical shortage of local priests, with the number of unmarried men wanting to join the priesthood falling to just above 0. Foreign clergy, he argued, cannot meet all our needs. For Bonny, the crisis is so severe that the Church's missionary future depends on including men who are already proven in their faith and embedded in their communities, regardless of their marital status. But across the border in the Netherlands, Bishop Robert Mutsaerts, auxiliary of S.Hertogenbosch and a vocal advocate of traditional teaching, has delivered a blistering rebuttal. His critique is not merely canonical, but existential. The Church is not a business with a staffing shortage. She is a mystery with a vocation problem. Lowering the bar to ease a perceived burden, he argues, would reject the gift of celibacy. Suppose the Church were to abandon celibacy because there are too few priests, then it is effectively saying what we called a gift yesterday is today an obstacle that we must eliminate. If celibacy is a gift, is it logical to abolish it precisely when the gift becomes scarce? Mutsaerts draws on the deep well of Catholic tradition. The Second Vatican Council itself referred to clerical celibacy as a precious gift. Pope Paul VI's encyclical Sacerdotalis Celibatus described it as a brilliant jewel retained and guarded for centuries. The bishop's argument is not about practicality, but about meaning. If the Church removes celibacy from the priesthood, what would be the sign of total availability if it no longer coincides with the priest's state of life? Bonny counters by pointing to the Eastern Catholic churches, where married men may be ordained. He argues that if married men can be ordained for converts and Eastern Catholics, no one can now explain why the ordination of married men is possible for them, but not for native Catholic vocations. He also notes that Pope Francis acknowledged in 2023 that celibacy is a provisional discipline, not essential to ordination. Yet, Mutsaerts' response cuts deeper. The experience of Eastern Catholic churches, where married priests are permitted, does not suggest that relaxing celibacy automatically resolves vocational shortages. The roots of the crisis lie deeper than disciplinary norms. Europe's priest shortage is staggering. The number of priests in Europe declined by 1.6% in 2023 alone, and approximately 30% of Dutch priests now come from abroad. But Mutsaerts insists that the solution to a vocation crisis cannot be to weaken the conditions of the vocation. If we truly want to resolve the priest shortage, we must avoid confusing the symptom with the essence. The question is not only how many priests are desirable, but what kind of priesthood we still dare to be, a ministry that functions or a sign that speaks.